Hello, I'm going to talk to you today about Twitter, probably. I think it's becoming quite a bit of a problem. I think it's making people insane. I'm not going to cover any particular issue, just the kind of surrounding reasons that I believe are the causes of this. I think probably the first and main reason is the fact that it's only it used to be 140 characters, but obviously they upped that to 280. However, you can't make a serious point and outline your main surrounding points in 280 characters, I don't think. If your point has any sort of depth or if it's researched at all, you can't, especially if you're citing a source, because the links take up quite a substantial number of the characters. You can't really expect people to make solid, well made, well put across arguments in 280 characters. So what they seem to tend to do is take the most extreme version of what they could say and use that, rather than tempering themselves and making a thread, which people do rarely. But what they tend to do is just blot out the most extreme thing they can think of that kind of grazes upon the point that they were going to make in the first place. But since it's only 280 characters, it's lost all the nuance. It's the same problem with TV segments, like news segments, where they have someone on to talk about something and they give them a minute to make this really serious and an in-depth point and argument in a minute. And it's like, well, how is any of the solid point going to come across to anybody who's just hearing some idiot screech on the TV for a minute and then, oh well, back to the stories? It's the same thing on Twitter, in amongst all the jokes and stuff. It's great for one-liner jokes. That's why John Lennon would have been great on Twitter. But people who are actually trying to make their points seriously and give context for them, it's not the site for you. YouTube is the site for you. Or Snapchat is quite funny. It can be made quite funny with the stories, but it's the same problem there. You have a limited amount of space on the screen to show the text that you want to show plus the picture. So you'd have to show a huge thread and people can't be bothered with that, so they'll just skip it and not pay attention. But one of the other reasons, that was the first reason. This is quite rambly, there's no script at all. That was the first reason. And the second one, I would say, is because it encourages echo chambers. If you like something, just because of the way the algorithm works, it suggests and this is true with all social networks, it suggests similar things to that and recommends you accounts to follow that it can guess that you'll already agree with before having seen any other tweets, because you've liked similar tweets. I would like to see them change the algorithm to suggest at least sometimes things that they know people will disagree with, because apart from that, you're just going to get a load of people who only hear the same things over and over and over again on a treadmill, and all that they hear backs up what they already thought. And people are already prone to searching that out on their own. They don't need suggestions for things that they already know they'll like. They'll do that themselves. But what they won't do themselves is seek out things that they particularly disagree with. At least not many people will. Some people try and make it their business to do that, but they're definitely the minority. The majority of people will just seek out things that they agree with and that back up their point of view. It's like the example I heard before, years ago, about the Yogscast, and Lewis was talking about his nan and how she's terrified of flying, and yet her favourite programme is Air Crash Investigation, because she spends her whole time saying, see, this is why I don't fly. That was in one of the YogPod episodes, one of the later YogPod episodes. But it's kind of representative of most people, I feel, at least in my experience. And everybody, even the people who do seek out stuff that they disagree with to hear it so they can hear the other side, it's not as if that's the majority of your time is spent listening to stuff that you disagree with. It's mostly you will seek out things that you agree with. So there's my arguments. Twitter just makes people insane. I think it just breeds nastiness in people to be at their worst, at least in arguments on Twitter, because they can't make their points in depth, and they only ever hear things that they agree with, which is a trend across the broader social media world. So there you go. There's what I think. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video or agree with anything I said, subscribe. See you later on.